Hey everybody, and welcome to Hex Token channel. Your host Superman in the house. Hope you're all doing very well, and of course get in the chat there, say hello. We love that, and a big welcome. Let's get into the comment section. We've got a bit of cool stuff in the moment, so the crowd is going wild. Let's get into it. Woo! All right, we're gonna have a great show today. Of course, we've got PowerCity. PowerCity announced PulseX stablecoin. That is big news. So we're going to talk about that later on. They've got their own live stream on at the moment, I believe, starting up. It's in half an hour actually. So that's coming up there on Twitter Space, I believe, and maybe on YouTube. We've also got obviously Internet Money as well. Internet Money token, obviously the big wallet that's coming to Pulsechain, going to be launching on Ethereum first. They've got their secondary token, the original token, their medium of exchange token, the medium, the internet wallet, the internet money token is going to be launching on the BSC chain. On the Ethereum chain, I should say. So it's on BSC at the moment. It's going to be launching on the Ethereum chain. So that's pretty big news. So very exciting. Now, one thing I will warn you is that we've had obviously massive weather events here in New Zealand and massive flooding. We've got a second system that seems to be coming through at the moment, and it's got massive thunderstorms. So you might hear massive cracking thunderstorms in the background. So I can't do much about that. Mother Nature having its fun, just the way it goes. Let's get into the house though. We've got a comment, so let's go. Let's see who is here. We've got Crypto Truth is in the house. Good to see you, Crypto Truth, as always. We've got Lies Beneath as well. Hello, how are you today? Very good. Let's see who else is here. We've got JB in the house as well. Evening all. Lies Beneath always brings the ultimate strategy, of course, of this channel. Hex, EX, PLS, and PLSX for the win. Now, I did see some funny price predictions for some of these tokens by some Hexkins out there. I thought they were kind of funny. But hey, this is the way. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Sandy Beach in the house there. Good to see Sandy Beach. Hello, Hex Token, everybody from Sandy Beach there. Big shout out to you. Very cool. Pulse Beta in the house there. Pulse said, I voted 3. Yeah, we've got the poll on, so that's a good point. We've got our poll on at the moment, so definitely get into that. How many native? So native means that they're being built specifically for Pulsechain. They may launch earlier on other chains, but they're really being set up for Pulsechain that will be native to Pulsechain. So how many confirmed native stable coins will be launching on Pulsechain? And the key word there is confirmed. So get in there and also post in the chat which ones you think they are, because I think the answer might surprise you. Let us see. I've said it many times on this channel, so if you are a regular watcher of this channel, you should know the answer to this. You should know the answer. So let's get into it. Christian in the house there. Hello everybody, and today's show is going to be on fire. I think so too. It's great. We've got some great news. It's always great to have that. I've just got to get back to Pulse Beta's one there. I voted 3, but only really 2 I know of. Loan Token and PVX there from PowerCity is Pulse Beta. Cool. We've got JB in the house there. Hey JB, Lies Beneath. Woohoo! Good to see you, JB. Blobfish King in the house as well. Morning from Australia. Hope Superman. Hope Superman does something. Let me have a look here. I got to see that. I can't see the whole comment in my studio. Hope Superman doesn't need scuba gear to get around. Hope you're dry. No, I'm fine. We're okay where I am. If you lived in a real depression, maybe you might have some of the flooding that's going on in New Zealand. It's pretty crazy stuff there. Just an extreme weather event. All the fake climate changes are out there trying to pretend that it's part of climate change. But of course, we know that there's plenty of extreme events that go on. Smash the like on the way in, says JB. Brendan in the house there as well. Morning, Superman and family. Hope you're staying safe in Kiwiland. Yeah, I'm all good. Very good here. What else? Let's jump through some of this. We got KD says, hey, good to see everybody. Let's go, Superman. Absolutely, let's go. Rango in the house as well. Good morning to you, Rango. Very cool to see you. We've got lots of live streams on at the moment, so I think Crypto Heartbeat's streaming. PowerCity's going to be streaming about half an hour. I think there possibly is another channel as well. So a big welcome to Hex Token channel. We stream every day. Pulsechain, X, and of course other cool crypto projects. We'll talk about that too. About to do more sack for PowerCity, says Christian. Yeah, like I say, I mean, there's 2 real big strategies, I think, moving into Pulsechain launch, and that is if you wanted to pick up Pulse, is to have dry powder. and look for the dips on the launch. There'll be dips, there'll be people selling. And of course, also PowerCity. Get PowerCity, get the Watt token, pretty much stake that. Let all their businesses, they're going to have heaps of top tier utilities, not just average token utilities, but top tier utilities on Pulsechain, and they're going to buy, all their fees will buy Pulse, and you get to get that as a benefit. So it seems like PowerCity is a very good avenue for that. And they're expanding their product range, which is pretty exciting. None are confirmed until they actually launch on Pulsechain. Pulsechain says, that's not what I mean there, Pulsechain. I knew you were going to be difficult. I knew it. Confirmed means that the team is confirmed, right? So it doesn't mean that they actually make it, but the teams have confirmed. So that's what we're referring there. JB says, you're the best one, so I'll catch up with the other streamers, says JB. Nice one, appreciate that, JB. Joshua Hill in the house there. Good day, Superman. Hey, Joshua, always a pleasure. Good to see you in the chat there. Very, very cool. All right, let's get into it, folks. We've got the poll on. Get in there and vote. And, of course, leave the tokens that you think are going to be on, the stable coins are going to be on Pulsechain in the chat there. We've already had Pulsechain put a couple up, and so get in there. BTC is at 23,000, just holding here at the moment, isn't it? Just holding here. 2 days ago, I got it to 23,850 around there. It's just down a tad at the moment. ETH at the moment, 1,568 is down 2.1% at the moment. Just pulled back a little bit there. BNB is down almost 1% at $306. Just having a look at the stables. Stables are stable. FTM is down at the moment. That is down 5% at 44.6 cents. That's sort of one of the standouts on the downside. OKB looks like it's doing pretty well on the upside. 7.44%, $39 there. And we've got another one here that looks very green. What's that? RNDR. So I'm not sure what that one is, but that's up 38%. So pretty cool when the market's sort of average to see that going up there. Pretty nice. So that is pretty much the market there. What I was going to say is that, we had a very good week last week. We had all positive news, inflation, giving us a better chance that interest rates won't be so aggressive. So we're looking forward to that next week on Wednesday. And of course, we're expecting at least a 25 basis points. And hopefully we'll get a more dovish outlook. So you always got to price in the Federal Reserve will be a bit more stronger than the market is expecting. So don't be too shocked by that. Now, if we do get any surprises, like a 50 basis points, for example, that would shock the market. The market would tank. You'd see some pretty heavy tanks. Percentage decreases probably in a couple of days in a row. Be pretty horrible. So just remember that. And if the market, and if they remain particularly hawkish, that would also be the case. But we have seen over the last 4 months the financials, reduced for the most part. Employment's still a little bit stubborn, but we've seen a lot of other things, inflation and the property service sector and all that sort of stuff, pulling down. We've seen some early employment layoffs and things like that. So it's sort of been a very good from our point of view, and may that trend continue. Remember, Powell was really looking for the trend, but we've still got a long way to go, but we're doing pretty well so far. And really, I think the interest rates are not really fully impacted at all yet. So that will take its time. And in other words, they'll just keep those rates up at a certain level. I still think we'll get to a terminal rate of about 5%. But of course, the SEP from the Federal Reserve was 5.1. So maybe we get February, March, and then we get another 25 basis points after that. That will take us to 5.25. But at the moment, I think we're probably looking good for 5%. We'll see how we get before we have that terminal rate, and then, of course, how long we hold that up. So that's kind of the play there. So next week's going to be interesting, and if it comes in nicely, then we could have this rally continue into February. Could be very, very exciting. So cool, let's get into Hex. Hex at the moment, let's do that. We're going to have a quick look at Hex at there. Hex had a little bit of profit taking today, but the chart's still looking pretty good. And, of course, we haven't seen it continue its rally yet. And of course, we've got to break through this 2.8 cent mark here, all the way to 3.1. That's where we want to break through that range. We've had one attempt. We're not quite finished this attempt yet, I don't believe. So that's where we are at the moment. We've still got this bullish divergence, and of course the RSI moving up here, pulling off a little bit here at the moment, but still holding that upward trend. And we've still got the bullish short-term period here. The 9-day EMA in orange here above the 3-week red line here. So it's still pretty bullish. So we do all need a bit of a turning pivot here and trying to attack that 2.8. So still slightly more in our favor. of going up and down at the moment, despite today's red candle. And we'll see how we get on there. So we've had 177 buys versus 105 sells, but the volume being dramatically on sell there as people profit taking today. So we saw that. I was watching it in real time, and I saw the first sellers come in because it was just moving sideways for a couple of hours. The price wasn't doing anything. So it was either going to break up or break down, but typically when it does nothing for quite a few hours, then it breaks down, and that's exactly what happened. Broke down, and people started selling into it. So we were up at 2.74 cents, and now we're down just below 2.6 cents at the moment, and you got those trader profit takers in play there. So we've got 37% buy volume, 63% sell volume today. And, that's 493,000 versus 824 on the top trading pair. Our liquidity is still at 6.6 million here at the moment. That's pretty much where we are. So cool. The last 6 hours have still been dramatic, even slightly more dramatic. 71% sell volume at 215K versus 90K, and so on. The last hour has been a bit more slowed down a little bit there, 60% sell volume. So it has tapered off a little bit there. We'll be watching to see where this bounces off. Now, if we look back at the RSI, maybe we'll bounce off here shortly, and maybe it will start going green. We're about to click over. In 20 minutes time, we'll have a new daily candle on my chart. So 20 minutes, we'll have a new daily candle, and let's hope that starts to pivot towards green as we bounce off the RSI there. We'll see how we go. All right, so that is pretty much that for the Hex. Let's jump over to the Whalebot and have a look and see what's been going on with the big players. 11 hours ago, 11.3 million Hex sold on V3 there. Let's see if anyone's got any comments on that. This guy likes to buy high and sell low. So you do get, there's quite a few traders, obviously, that trade the Hex chart, and sometimes it doesn't play out so well. We got that's another 7, that was the same one there, 7.5 million just sold as well. So that would be related, no doubt. Cool, that is pretty much what's happened to our chart today. We had an end stake here. Oh, look at this crazy thing. So 6.7 million Hex, a negative ROI of 25%, reward 4 million, penalty 5.7 million. So we got paid today. Now it was 679 days late. This was a late payment, and of course 796 T-shares there. Some pretty crazy, over 3 million back at the top. Oof. Yeah. So sad that one there. So that is paid. We're going to get that in our Hex Daily Stats. Stay tuned for later on. We'll be talking about that. Let's get up to the Hitron. Hitron at 1502 at the moment. This is still looking okay. It's pretty much tracking similar to Hex in many ways. We have a pretty low volume though. It's 15 buys versus 11 sellers over the last 24 hours. And the sell volume is 58% at 33K versus the buyers at 24K. So sellers still dominating there. Let's have a look at the RSI. So the RSI is sitting in the middle there at 53. But the buyers are still in a slight control, just slight control there, but no confirmed trend on that at the moment. So kind of just following Hex around, I think, to some degree. That is where we are there on Hitron. Let's have a look at the Hex HSI auctions. Let me switch back to Ethereum chain. I must be on something else. I think I'm on Pulsechain testnet there. So let's have a quick look. How many Hex HSI auctions are now? 4,240 are in the liquidation queue there, but not yet bought into the auction. The auction house has 26 on at the moment. Let's have a quick look and see if there's some large ones here. We've got this one here. It's about to close in 1.5 hours. That's 27 T-shares. What else is in here? We've got a couple of 22 T-shares there. Look at that. They currently got 195 million, 123 million on those. Still about 10 hours to go. We've got quite a few hours here, 25, 12 T-shares. These are some of the large ones we're pointing out, of course. 5.5 T-shares there, and so on. So something for everybody. If you want to try and get a deal, maybe there's a deal for you there. You can try and bid on those to win. Now, that's pretty much it from Hitron Acosa. I'm not covering Maximus today. We've covered that the last couple of days, so I'm going to not cover the premium or discount on Maximus. You can check those out, but that's pretty much it. Now, I thought this was kind of funny. This was from Ben Armstrong. I thought I'd mix this up. This is my best Richard Hart impression. So you got Ben Armstrong, BitBoy, one of the biggest crypto YouTubers in the space there, and of course impressions here. So this was in the last 24 hours. Rate 1 to 10, 10s only, please. This is his trying to be Richard Hart doing Prada or something. And there we are, come out of the courtyard, and that is his impression. I thought he could have done a much better job. What do you guys reckon? I think he could. What happened to the camera, inside camera shot inside the building, and then outside camera shot? Come on. Step it up, BitBoy. You got to get yourself stepped up there. Now, I'm going to post that link there in the chat there. Go and shill some Hex and Pulsechain in the old BitBoy ecosystem. Because that's what we do. That's what we do. We shill the Hex ecosystem. So definitely do that. Let me get into. Let me just jump back. I just realized I left a comment on the chat, so I apologize about that. Just trying to find it. Where did it go? There we are. That's gone. So let me just jump back in here. We got back up to there. Let me jump there. I've got to remember to take comments off sometimes. I forget that sometimes. That's for sure. Well, I've got Joshua Hill. We got up to that. Happy weekend from Ted Nelson. Hey, Ted. Always a pleasure. Good to see you. Who else is in here? We got Half-Life 3 confirmed from Hex Huddle. Nice. Couldn't make the live stream yesterday. I was feeding alpacas on a farm. No way, Brennan. That sounds very, very cool. Living the dream there with alpacas. I like alpacas. Christian says, keep your open, people, saying that this is the start of the bull market. I don't think so. We still got some time before the bull market. I agree with you there on Christian. I agree with you on that. There are 3 stables. Hex Huddle said. Who else? Evening all from a red squirrel. Get into our poll, folks. We're going to look at that once we get up to, we're coming up to the PulseX update in a second, so definitely get in there and vote. We've just gone through the Hex price charts there. Evening all from Red Squirrel. Good to see Red Squirrel in the house. Been a little while. Good to see you, Red Squirrel. Hex Huddle says we can begin our own bull market if Pulse is close. That's true. I agree with that one. What else we got here? Let's jump through some of these. DJ Paulie Wood. Yo, yo, yo. Check out DJ Paulie Wood, one of the stylish guys in our community. And if you love music and fashion, DJ Paulie is the man. So good to see DJ Paulie in the house there. Brennan says, poor effort, BitBoy, lol, needs more bags. Yeah, so go shill him. Go shill BitBoy. That's his link. That's the link there with BitBoy. Go shill him some Hex and Pulsechain alpha because he deserves it. So does this community. Get into the real stuff, right? Hexol says he is definitely mimicking RH in a fun way. Yeah, it was a pretty fun way there. And it was kind of cool that day, the last time that Richard Hart jumped on to a BitBoy's live stream, right? That was so cool. I thought that was really neat in the studio there. Very, very nice. Sandy Beach says, hey, everybody, welcome. Nice one, Sandy. We love that. We're such a welcoming community. We really do enjoy it. It's very, very cool. Now, if you like no drama content, we just focus on crypto value and the community. Then you've come to the right channel. We are a family channel as well, so it's a pretty welcoming place. DJ Paulie Wood said yes, I did leave a comment on a BitBoy's tweet. Nice one, DJ Paulie Wood. Rich Girl says, I say evening, it's almost morning. Nice one. Late night party. Let's jump over here. Let's get into it. We got Hex Force 1 has landed. Hello, Superman and Hexkins. Good to see Hex Force 1 representing. Very, very cool. All right, so let's get into it. We're going to jump over to, I just scrolled down there. We're going to jump over to PowerCity. So this is one of our first two big pieces of news today. PowerCity is excited to announce that we will bring a fully backed, fully redeemable, trustless, and immutable stable coin protocol to PLSX. Join us in Twitter Spaces, which they're going to be holding on. I think it's starting up in about 10, 11 minutes. So that is kind of cool news. Now, obviously, we've got a certain number of stable coins. So right now in the chat there, write the ones that you think are actually existing that are coming confirmed by the teams. Okay, not actually on the Pulsechain. Pulsechain not launched yet, so obviously it's just confirmed by the teams. Which do you think are native to Pulsechain that will be supporting it? Now, some of them are going to probably we could possibly see them on other Ethereum first, but definitely or BSC even, but definitely put it in the chat there. I'd love to see it. These are native stables to Pulsechain, not existing generic stable coins. So not USDC, not USD Tether, not DAI. We're not talking about those. We're talking about what's actually being designed for Pulsechain to supply stable coins and support DeFi. So that we're standalone. If we have our own really strong stable coins, we can stand alone with those. So we've got 47 votes. We've got 48 votes. Get in there and vote. How many confirmed native stable coins will be launching on Pulsechain? We've got 4 options there: 2, 3, 4, or 5. And there's a bit of a trick in there. So that's the way we go. Once we hit 50 votes, I'm gonna close it off. We're at 49 votes, so smash that vote out. We're going to close it off at 50. There we are, 50. Let's end the poll. So very, very cool. Now, I understand that they have forked Liquidity, just like Liquid Loans, but instead of using Pulse for stablecoin, for the exogenous support backer for the stablecoin, they're going to be using PLSX, which is now the full-on deflationary token for the Pulsechain ecosystem. So that's going to be pretty cool. I think that's a really good move. You will be able to, if they're forked Liquidity, you will be able to borrow as well. You'll have the same borrowing mechanisms, same staking mechanisms, no doubt. So that is very, very exciting for the PowerCity there. So they're going to be talking about that with their Twitter space there. They're holding on. So how many confirmed native stablecoins will be launching on Pulsechain? We got 41% said 2. That's a lot. That said 2. Really? Just 2? We got how many people have been watching this channel? My goodness gracious me! I talked about stable coins all the time. All right, 31% says three stable coins, 18% says 4, and 7% says 5 stable coins. What do you think the answer is? I'm going to have to go through the chat first and look through before I give the answer. Now let us go. So this is confirmed by the team. Obviously, Pulsechain is not launched, so it's not confirmed once they're on the chain. We will see. So let's go through some of these comments. We've got Christian says die. No, we're talking about not the generic coins that are existing already, and we're talking about the native coins. So good idea though. USDL, yes, USDL is definitely one of them. So Liquid Loans is forking Liquidity on Ethereum, and of course Liquid Loans, the USDL is going to be one of our stable coins. And of course Liquid Loans was the biggest sacrifice project as well, over $50 million. Liquid Loans is bringing another number of infrastructure support to Pulsechain as well. The Teller Oracle, the Gnosis Safe for everybody, and of course other things, looks like possibly SQL Graph and other things like that, little stuff there. So that's pretty cool. USDL, yep, that's definitely the first one. Red Squirrels in House says USDL, CST, and the new PowerCity stablecoin. That is pretty much the list there. USDL, CST for Coast. They bring a fiat one. So instead of having exogenously backed stablecoin like Liquid Loans, where they're using Pulse for the external collateral, we're going to have, that's USDL. We're going to have Coast, which is going to be using a fiat gateway, and of course that's going to be cool for Pulsechain. Now they're going to be launching soon on the Ethereum chain, and they're going to be issuing USDC, but on Pulsechain when they launch, they're going to be issuing a Coast, the CST stable, and of course the new PowerCity stable, yes, and they're going to be using an exogenous system as well. Basically the collateral is external to the platform, so not using any internal collateral like Terra Luna, for example, which is an endogenous one. They're using the PowerCity. So that is true. But is that the right answer? Is there just 3? Let's see who else has got any answers here. Fractionalized sacrifice was stable. Yep. And of course, it's legit. It's legit. Yeah. Rich Girl says there are more, but unconfirmed as far as I'm aware. And we've got Hex and SB, and they're catching up, doing the hard work. Nice one, Hex and SB. It's always good to work hard, isn't it? And keep that property looking good. Hex says, yeah, I voted 3. Nice. 69% of the voters get an F. Lol, says Hex 69%. Well, maybe not. USDL, says Sandy Beach. Yeah, we've definitely got that in already. I believe it's 3, says KD. Brazolgi says, what's up, guys? Good to see you, Brazolgi. We're talking about stablecoins on Pulsechain. This is a major thing. We know how much stablecoins are worth on Ethereum and, of course, in DeFi generally. And, of course, we need really strong stablecoins. We can't rely on USDC and USD Tether either because of God modes and things like that. But, we can rely on DAI. Looks like that's going to be played. But that's also got some inherent issues as well, right? Because it's got backed by multiple coins there. Ethereum's a good one, but obviously stablecoins pretty risky there. Red Squirrel says, hey, Briz, nice to see you. Briz is in the house. Oh, we have a winner. Hex Evelyn, Bank X, you are right. Well done, man. Well done. Yeah, well done there, Ian. Bank X, you got it. Katie says, dang, I forgot about Bank X. Yeah, I was looking for that. Bank X, well done. Yes, Bank X is coming. So Bank X is looking to launch in the first quarter of this year, but they're looking to launch on Ethereum and BSC first, right? So I don't think they're going to quite make the Q1 launch. I think they'll be just probably flow into Q2, but BankX is definitely there. Now, BankX is not, so we've talked about CST being the fiat-backed one, and this is the model that Richard's preferred, right? He says, have said that before. Then we've got obviously the PLSX from PowerCity back stable, and of course the liquid loans back stable with PLS. And of course we've got BankX. Now BankX is sort of a mixture of 4 or 5 different models. So they've got their own sort of hybrid coming, but they'll be launching on BSC and Ethereum first, trying to get to the Q1 launch. And that's a complicated stablecoin ecosystem. So it's got a little bit of element of Terra Luna in there, but it's also got some other models, endogenous ones as well. So it's going to be interesting. You can actually earn with the stablecoin. You can actually do referrals and things like that. It's got a bit more complicated. Now they want to become a top 15 stablecoin as well. So they're looking at $100 million or so to raise in that. So that's BankX for you. So nice one there. Well done there from Ian Evelyn there, picking that up. So the answer is confirmed by the teams themselves, obviously not on the Pulsechain, is 4. So the answer is 4, and those are the ones. Now, I've got the trick was there was 5. The option you could say 5. What's the 5th one? Well, the 5th one is obviously, this is not confirmed, but it's a similar model to Coast CST with Fiat, and that was a Richard Hart stablecoin. So we haven't seen much mention of that at the moment. We saw a little bit back when Richard was sent out a tweet, and of course Coast responded, say, hey, look at us. We're already doing a fiat-backed stablecoin, so we'll just have to question mark over that in the future. We're also obviously waiting for a Richard Hart wallet as well. We know that there's a dev or two working on that, but we also know that there's we've got internet money, which we're going to talk about as well coming up. So that's definitely in play also. So very, very cool. We've got 4 native stablecoins coming to Pulsechain, confirmed by the teams in any case. Now they have to deliver. So I agree with Pulse Beta there on that one. They have to deliver, and of course get those up and running. But I think we're pretty confident about those teams coming together. And of course, once we see, for example, BankX launch on BSC Ethereum, then you can pretty much guarantee that's coming to Pulsechain. So that's pretty cool. Now they're doing multi-chains, so they're going more than just 3 chains. They're going to try and launch obviously more and more chains. I guess that's a good thing for a stable coin. The more adoption you have across chain, the better and better it becomes, and of course the better the value that it's worth as well. So very, very cool. Ian says, I've been watching. You have indeed. Well done, Ian, man. You got the prize there. I've got to get the little prize machine up because there is ways of doing that now. Although I've moved away from StreamYard, I'm now using EV Mux because I really like the software, so it's pretty cool. Well done to Ian though. Danny says just arrived. Woo! Hello, Superman and all Hexkins. You know what to do. Smash the like. Definitely smash the like. Red Squirrel says not a fan of BankX, but it still counts. Like that's great. I'm probably in your camp, Red Squirrel. I'm probably not the biggest fan, but I'm going to probably do a bit more coverage about BankX, and you guys can decide for yourself. DJ Paulie Wood says, let's hope the launch for BankX is better than the party they launched in Vegas. That is true. That is true. So that's a good sign. I agree with that. BankX is like Pluto. It doesn't count the NCSX at all. Yeah. So you might want to say that, but we'll see. We'll see. They've got their launch coming up on, like I say, on Ethereum and BSC, targeting Q1. If they successfully do that, then you got to count it in, right? They'll actually be first to the market, and of course they're going to launch on Pulsechain. Very, very cool. Now, what do we care about? We care about the fact that we have valuable stable coins on Pulsechain, so we're kind of agnostic from that point of view. We're neutral, so very, very cool. If they succeed, great. That's more value for Pulsechain, and of course we're going to have more stable. Can you imagine all the liquidity pairs with all these stable coins? So USDL, the PulseX one, and of course CST and BankX, all those stables being tradable pairs on the chain. It's going to be very, very cool. And of course, if they are cross-chain like BankX, then you've got a lot more transfer over as well. You know, transferring between chains, very, very useful. Now, one thing I want to say about the PowerCity one is that obviously they're going to have, if they're forking liquidity, then they're going to have PulseX and all the benefits of staking and all that sort of stuff. But you'll also be able to borrow, and the other thing you'll be able to do, of course, is use their transformer bridge. So their transformer bridge is going to be looking like at least 20 different chains that you'll be able to swap tokens, making it really seamless and really easy. That's what we want. We want it so seamless and easy that you don't have to be an expert in using bridges and swap, platforms and all sorts of stuff. They're going to do it all for you. And of course, having their own stable coin is going to be very exciting. And of course, we know PulseX is going to be the big buy and burner, and of course, deflationary. So really, really excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, they're going to have to wait. Of course, they're going to need an Oracle call in as well. So they'll probably end up using Teller, I guess. And of course, so that could be pretty exciting too. So anyway, they're going to be talking more about that. We will cover, if we get more information from them, we will cover more and more of it. But that's pretty exciting stuff there as well. Now, one person here put, will this compete with USDL? KDP said it isn't designed to compete. USDL is minted by PLS. This fork is for PLSX there. Now, I see, obviously, you're going to have more stables. I don't really matter too much around the stables there. You're going to have them backed by different assets. That actually strengthens Pulsechain. We've got different assets backing different stables. That's a very bullish thing. I think it's going to be very, very cool. Mo says, can we loan against PLSX like liquid loans? Answer is yes, of course. Forking liquidity there. From the looks of it. So that's great news for Pulsechain. It definitely is. Very, 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 very cool. So a lot of people liking that. We'll get more information as that comes out. So that's pretty cool. Now PulseX is here, of course. We're using PulseX as the background there for the stablecoin for Pulsechain. For PowerCity. It's going to be very, very exciting. Now the other part of the news is IM, Internet Money. So we're shifting gears now into Internet Money. It's going to be very, very, very cool. Christian says, wow, amazing swapping. I know it's going to be absolutely amazing. I think it's going to be awesome. PowerCity is going to be my tool to get it, please. Hey, look, I think, we've got some really good AAA projects, teams coming, building on the X system, and PowerCity is definitely putting itself right up there at the very top. Really is going to be fun to see that. Liquid Loans, PowerCity, the Fiat Famous crew really is starting to shape up to have some of that really great ecosystem. It's going to look good. They're going to keep bringing us the best products. You can see this already. Bring us the best products. I'm very excited about that. PowerCity Twitter Space is live right now since NB, so as it started. Pulsechain says people will be thinking twice about dumping their PulseX for Pulse now, and PowerCity are removed. Yeah. So not only is PulseX buy and burn, but now people can there'll be multiple dApps, I believe, for PulseX to be put in, like Fiat, for example, which is a fork of Aave, but also PowerCity now. You put it into the platform, you get your stable coin out, and I think that's going to be very powerful. So that's going to take more PulseX off the market. All these supply sinks, right? People staking, people buying and burning. It's just going to be crazy, man. PulseX is getting better and better and better. These guys just amplified that impact. It really, really is awesome. Hex Token 4 again. I stepped away. There's the PowerCity stable based on PLSX. There's a Liquid Loan stable, USDL based on PLS. And of course, there's the Coast stable CST based on the US dollar fiat. And of course, their on-ramp, off-ramp. And then there is the BankX stablecoin. They're launching first on BSC Ethereum, targeting Q1, probably get to Q2, and then, of course, launching on Pulsechain. So they've got a different setup for that. It's a bit more complicated, but we'll see if they're successful on BSC and Ethereum. That bodes well for their coin on Pulsechain. Those are the four. Now, will we see a Hart wallet? Hart stable in the future? Maybe. We'll keep posted on that. It's going to be interesting to see whether that does occur or not. The other possibilities between USDL, CST, and PowerCity USD have been keeping me busy all day, says Red Squirrel. I like it. I like where you're heading there. That's true as well. So well said there, Red Squirrel. Thank you, Hex Token. You're welcome, Sandy Beach. Let's get into it, folks. This is Internet Money. So we changed into the second big news today. Internet Money is a kind of a medium exchange token. It's been around for a long time. Didn't have a lot of uses in particular, but now that Internet Money has gone into the Internet Money wallet, which is the WD token, here we're looking at the chart for the IM token. The Internet Money token is the first one. The WD wallet is transformable. So that's transformable. It's going to transform, using MetaMask. You can use the Internet Money wallet. Looks very cool. It's going to have referrals, going to airdrops. Very bullish for Pulsechain. And of course, definitely seems to be front running the Hart wallet at this stage. They've got a big team, of course, and have been in development longer there. So it's going to be interesting to see that. Unless Richard Hart's got some super dev, and there are super devs out there, so I'm not joking about that. Unless Richard Hart's got a super dev, then Internet Money's positioned pretty well. Now, obviously, there's plenty of room for a lot of wallets, and we may very well see the Hart wallet. I'm sort of pitching this. This is my speculation that we'll probably see that after the Pulsechain launch. And of course, that could be a perfect FOMO time for that wallet. That would make sense to me. They would also burn a lot of Hex. So the timing would be perfect for that, right? I think that's would be very exciting. So we'll see. We'll see whether that turns out to be the case, but kind of where I feel at the moment that it will end up. But anyway, we had a massive pump in IM on BSC chain. And of course, look at this. Bam, up, high. 216% in 5 days. That's insano in the braino. That's really cool. Currently, last 24 hours, up 53% at the moment, and we've got 109 buys, 75 sells. The volume's modest at the moment, 42K, but that's a really nice pump on the IM there since it hadn't really been doing much at all. You can see that in the chart there. It had pretty much been down here. Made a couple of little pumps there on different news pieces, but of course the buy the rumor, sell the news events, and here we are, massive. Now, why is it jumping up like that? Why, oh, why, you say? Well, here we go. We've got Internet Money announcement here. Big announcement. This was 21 hours ago. Today in our AMA, we announced the IM will be launching on Ethereum at some point within the next 10 days. So within the next 10 days, holding IM on BSC will get you a 1-to-1 copy of IM on Ethereum. So that is pretty much what's happening with this project. To clarify, this is within 10 days, not necessarily in 10 days. So within 10 days, that is the news there. So that's kind of cool. I might retweet that out as well. I'll post you the link of that tweet in case you want to send that out also. That's from KG, of course, I guess the founder or the face of Internet Money as well. So that's kind of cool. Brendan says, you put your stable coin, you take your stable coin out and you shake it all about. That's what it's all about. That's true, Brendan. I like what you did there. Is it safe to put my IM tokens in your wallet? I'm not sure what wallet you're talking about there. Maybe get into Discord about that, Christian. It's probably a good place to talk about that. Keep pumping because I'm buying since day one, says Christian. Nice. Sandy Beach says PowerCity is recording the Twitter space on their YouTube channel to watch later. Nice one, Sandy Beach. Nice one. Yeah, I probably will do some edits like that on that video anyway. So that's cool. All right, let us get into it. So that is pretty much the internet news there. I think it's pretty cool. Now, the big news, of course, is that they have two tokens, of course, the Internet Money token and the wallet dividend here on their website. Now, the wallet dividend is related to their download wallet. Very excited about that. And, of course, they're in testing phase. They're looking to launch that soon as well. So that could be coming very, very quickly with the old wallet dividend token there. I'm very excited about best passive income in crypto. This is going to be a better MetaMask. You know, that's what they're aiming at, and the wallet looks pretty cool. You can also, the cool thing about downloading it, and if you click download, there's iOS now, Android, and Chrome. So very, very, very cool. I still think it's in beta mode at the moment, last time I checked, but definitely you can add it to Chrome, for example, and have a new wallet there, and that's pretty cool. Seems to be working pretty well. That's going to be cross-chain as well, so pretty cool. Yeah, so definitely check that out. We might do another review of that. I have got a couple of videos on this channel on that, but you can definitely check that out. So that is the big news. Looking forward to their wallet, of course, which is going to be the big thing for Pulsechain, and going to be excited to see that. Now, anything, man, you want a couple of options, right? So if you've got a couple of wallets, that's cool. You've got a couple of stable coins, that's cool. You want a couple of each of these. I'd like to see a couple of DeFi, platforms. We've already got liquid loans, Fiat, Famous, PowerCity doing stuff like that. We want to see more of that alpha, the top tier utility DeFi. But it's compound out there and other things like that. So there's lots of projects that could come over. But at the moment, we've got most of the best ones. We've got most of the best ones that make up most of the value. If there's 4,000 or so projects on Ethereum, we've got most of the top ones that are making up a lot of the value. There's a few more to bring over, but we're doing pretty well. Now, obviously, this is what's I think going to happen. So some of the big projects that are getting copied over and stuff like that, once they see all the value being pumped up in Pulsechain, they'll capitulate. Everyone follows the money, right? So they'll quickly be following in. So even the ones that are resistant, a few that have said they're not coming, you're going to quickly find that they'll be over at Pulsechain. So I wouldn't worry too much about some of those statements, right? People are going to follow the money. This is the way it goes. All right, so cool. That is that. Let's get into the Hex Daily Stats. I'm not sure if it's out yet. No, not quite out yet. So that is pretty much it. We're going to have a quick look at the global staking ladder of Hex at the moment. Let's quickly look at that. Just make sure I've got no comments on there. I don't. So let's have a look. Where's it go down here? I'm going to have to refresh this. Seem to have lost the staking ladder. Man, it's pretty bright purple colors. They've rebranded this site, and it's pretty bright colors. That's for sure. All right, let's go to where we're going to go to about the end of the year. Let's go to the end of the year 23 and have a look here. So we've got one big candle coming up here on the 1st of February, 513 million hex there. We've got a couple of shorter ones. These are the front of the wave, as were large holders that short stake. This game's changing as we move forward in time. We've got the Hex Godwild coming out here on Valentine's Day. There's sitting in here is a 2.2 billion Hex. And of course, that impacts the T-share pool, the reward pool, the APY, all that sort of stuff. Now, what will it do after this? That's the question. What will it do? If it rinses and repeats it, we could see a lot of changes in the share rate and things like that. So it's going to be interesting to see that. On the 16th, we're expecting an increase of 600 Hex per T-share. So if you are staking there, get in there before that. The other thing, of course, all these large holders that are staking short, something like 60 days, say, I think there's about 4 billion or so, then they will be diluted in terms of the share rate. So longer pays better, bigger pays better, but so does earlier pays better. Remember, effective bonus is your principal Hex that you put in, and then you get the longer pays better bonus on top, and then you get the bigger pays better bonus on top, and that gives you effective Hex. And then you divide that by the share rate. So the share rate is earlier pays better because the share rate's only going up and to the right most days, right? We do get dot days, but most of the time it's going up and to the right. So you really want to get stake earlier and get those T-shares, especially before the 16th of February, because it's going to go up by 600 Hex per T-share. So this is particularly impacts you if you're one of these large short-term holders, scraping interest, or just like the position of having a liquid position, relatively liquid position, then you're going to get diluted with your T-shares. Now, obviously, all these players here are staking earlier before the 16th, so they'll get this is their last chance to stake at the share rate it is, because the future times they stake, if they're doing 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, they'll be paying 600 Hex per T-share. So just remember that for the short stakers. Interesting, eh? It's going to be a fun chart to watch. All right, so that is the staking, and you can see further out for the rest of the year 23, we've only got a couple of big candles out there. We've got this 620 million here at the 3rd of September. We've got this other big candle here, 408 million here. We've got a couple sitting in April that are around about 300 million, but that is pretty much it. And that's kind of, these ones are all like in the what I call the front of the wave, the short-term large holders kind of sitting in here. We have seen a lot of three-year stakes come out from OGs recently, and of course we've seen some of those penalties come from them as well. Some interesting stuff there. Some pretty neat ROIs, pretty cool. But yeah, the global staking ladder is looking better and better and better. That said, of course, there's still a lot of liquid Hex out there. And so just take that into account. I estimate somewhere around about 15 billion, give or take. A lot of that is inactive, but can become active depending on what's going on with the price chart, what's going on with the ecosystem. Pulsechain is coming. People will get a copy on Pulsechain. And of course, given how many people have left, especially the last big 3 whales that we've had left in the last couple of weeks, that gives a bit more stability, I think, in terms of the same owners holding Hex on ETHchain versus the same owners holding Hex on Pulsechain, which will probably become the dominant chain because it is going to be Richard Hart's founding chain. So it's going to be fun to see that play out too. If we do see some pretty thick liquidity pools get made up, we could see quite stability between those two. Having 2 flourishing chains makes a lot of sense. Now, I don't know what's going to happen to ETH Power or Ether. They're kind of little chains that are not performing too well. Now, when we're in a bull market, of course, it seems like most things perform. So maybe they'll have a bit of life in them yet in those chains. I know there's a few people out there accumulating on those chains, and maybe it will pay off for them. We will see. But of course, the main chains are going to be the ETH chain and which is the Genesis chain for Hex, and of course Pulsechain, which is going to be the Richard Hart chain. So I suspect that's where all the value is, and with the same holders, I think that's going to bode pretty well. There will be competitive APY differences as well between the 2 chains, and the share rate, once they fork off, the share rate will start to change as well based on activity on the chains with stakers, etc. So it's going to be fun to see all that play out. There's so much more coming for the ecosystem. We've got the Hex highest estates coming out as well. Later on, possibly in the end of the year, if we have a rally in Hex price, we could see the Hex Investment Trust finally get to public level. They've got to apply for that, but by the end of the year, we might be lucky to have the Hex Investment Trust go public, and of course, be able to bring in some of that big fiat capital. That's pretty exciting. So that's what we're looking forward to there. We're waiting for day 1153 to come hot off the press. Not quite here yet. Now, I wanted to talk about that share rate jump that is here on HexFire. And of course, you can see that jump coming up there as well. So make sure you get your stakes in before then if you're going to be staking. And longer pays better, bigger pays better, earlier pays better. That's pretty much it. Now, I was going to briefly, we're going to come back to Hex Daily Stats because they're not out yet, but I was going to come back briefly to the XZEN system with Jack Levin. Now, we've got, they've got the XZEN NFT staking has gone live now. So that's pretty cool for that system. Remember, if you've got a lot of inflation, you want to get a lot of supply sinks. So how do you get supply sinks? Penalties. People forget to claim. So that's your first easy one. They don't even get minted. The second one is that people stake. And that staking is growing and that people burn. So that burning mechanism. So you've got your inflation, you want to sink that inflation and provide other alternatives. So further down the road, they've got other alternatives as well in the phases like lending and things like that. So that's kind of the play there. This is a big move for them. So if we have a look at that, you can see it actually on the XZEN Network. You can mint, if you've got a XZEN in your wallet, you can just stake that, make an NFT and then stake that. That's kind of cool. And of course you can buy it and of course do minting as well. So there's a couple options there. But that is in play. That seems to be performing pretty well. Now we're just going to go to the info tab. I think we can see how many have been made so far. Yes. So far in terms of XZEN NFTs, 13,095 have been made. So that's the existing product that we've had for minting. But for the staked NFTs, which have just launched today, there's 275 of those so far. So that's just the beginning. We're going to be seeing what that looks like. Going to be fun to see that for sure. So that is on the ETH chain there. Going to be very, very impressive to see that. So that is going to start off pretty well. Let's go have a quick look at the price. XZEN at the moment holding up at 1880. Very good at this stage. Has not broken down. And of course is at 1880. So looking pretty good there for XZEN. And of course the roadmap and all the new product launches are helping with that. So pretty cool on the old XZEN there. 719,000 in liquidity. So pretty good. Pretty good. And it's up 3.6%. At the moment on that one, so that's kind of cool. Just moving over to the NFTs itself, like these are the Apex, the limited and the collector, the three early NFTs, not the staking ones. We're at 13,174, and of course that's pretty cool. Let's jump over to the actual NFT breakdown. There's the breakdown of the NFTs. We're seeing some dramatic changes here. We've got X unicorns. This is, you have to burn 10 billion XZEN for each of these. 33 now. That has jumped 3 in the last 2 days. That is, I said this would happen. I said as a function of inflation, because inflation has got a log2 function, which basically means there's this big sharp rise in inflation over the first, it's over 8-year period, but the first couple of years it's really big, and then it tapers off as you go with the log2 function. It's got bonuses on there too. But that is 33 now. And as inflation grows, then your supply sinks are going to eat it up, in particular these NFTs. And there's only 100 X unicorns, so remember that it's a trillion that would be burned. And so far 330 billion, so 33 of those existing at the moment. People have got them at different prices. Some people did them at $56,000. Some people have done them at $18,000. So it just depends where you got those, whether you bought and whether you minted as well. Now exotics, there's only 6 exotics. Which is not the best at the moment, but that will start once you get through the X unicorns. People are going to go to the exotics, right? That's all they've got. They've got to go down the list here. You need 5 billion for that. There's only 6 of those at the moment, and of course there's 900 of those NFTs, so a long way to go. Then you get down to the legendaries, 17 of those, and of course I think that is 2.5 billion if I remember rightly. Then you get to the epics, is 62 of those, and I think that's about $1 billion. And then you get to the rares, is 189 of those. I think that's half a billion, 500 million there at the moment. So 307 Apex. This has been climbing quite fast lately. So this is really interesting to see that. And it is a function of what I said, function of inflation and the roadmap. So those two things together, I think have been playing out pretty well. Limited, there's only 199 of these. These are probably the only ones I think see at the moment as a design flaw. And these are based on time. So 1 year pace at the moment. This is the only one that I feel is probably the weakest in terms of design. And then the collectors, of course, is doing very well. 12,661 of these. And of course, the Ruby is people that do a few wallets for a short period of time. And there's 5,756 of those. And then, of course, the other main one is the Experience. 2,982 of those. And of course, these are people that are batch minting large number of wallets, typically up to the max of 128. And of course, this is the ones that are worth a ton of money. So those are the ones going to be particularly big, sharks and dolphins and whales and things like that in there. So that's pretty interesting. So going pretty well so far on that, I think. Let's have a quick look at the dashboard before we get into the Hex Daily Stats. We're currently at 5.3 trillion liquid supply at the moment. Let's jump down to some of the key metrics. As you guys know, I like to break it down, really simplify it for you guys. And of course, here we are at the moment. We've got yesterday's numbers. I don't think we've got today's numbers in. They'll be out in probably about 20 minutes or so. But yesterday's numbers, we had 119 billion, and then we had 31 billion staked. So this has all gone up. All the supply sinks have gone up. Burn 38 billion, up. We've got 2 more ZNFTs there, and of course we've got 87.7 billion added to supply, which is actually a high day, but this will actually go down soon because we're getting into lower mint days coming up there. So let's have a look at some of the key metrics. 2.34% is actually in penalties. No one's even claiming these. This has gone up from 1.5%. That's really bullish for this ecosystem. 9.26% on the burns there, and 7.28. So let's jump over to this chart because it's a bit better. 9.5% is basically on the burns. This has gone up. This was getting below 7%. Now it's up at 9.5. And then we've got 7.46% on stakes. I think staking is getting more popular too, especially with the XZEN staking today. So at the moment we're at 83% is liquid supply. So that's gone up to 17% is in the sinks here as well. So that's very, very bullish. We're at 60 trillion on the mining, so all the roadmap in the future, including the X1 main chain, eventually when that launches towards the end, which suggests that's probably when it's going to happen, is going to have to be burned in one of the sinks or stakes or whatever to get that supply off the market when it does come in. We can see that forecast in this chart on the right, where we've got all the ramping up here. But in the meantime, I think between March and September, there's going to be some interesting price opportunities because there's going to be a lot of volume coming on, barring a couple of these skyscrapers that come out. That's going to be an opportunity for this ecosystem. It's going to be fun to see that. And of course, if it successfully rolls out its ecosystem over the next year, then it should be able to absorb a lot of this big supply coming on at the moment. Obviously, it's got to increase the number of people users, and the supply sinks, and of course the ecosystem's got to roll out with all the innovation. You've got the reflection token, the Phoenix, and everything else coming, and then of course the X1 main chain, which is currently on testnet. So that is pretty cool. I thought that was pretty exciting to see that play out. We're going to watch this one, what I call a possible play, but a quality play, and it could maybe in a couple of months time it might move into what I call the probable category. But so far looking pretty exciting. There was an update here as well about, super happy to see the actual users on the X1 DevNet chain. Day one, someone already deployed a couple of contracts, and of course wrapped XN there as well. So that was kind of cool to see that from the team. There's the roadmap, of course. They're looking, obviously, staking NFTs. That is in play. Reflection token next. That's going to have competitive burning. I think that could end up being very successful. And then, of course, they're going to have the NFTs as collateral. So we're going to have lending as the next phase. So inflation, supply sinks, and which includes in staking and burning. And then, of course, lending coming in as third phase. And, of course, the main chain probably in the fourth or fifth phase there. XZEN Mint flash loans as well, coming out as well. That's a bit of a boutique product, but that is there as well. So some interesting stuff happening here. We're going to keep watching that journey from time to time to see how that evolves. So cool. Let's jump out of all that. We're going to get the Hex Daily Stats. I think it should be off here at the moment. So let's go down. Yes, we are. So before we do that, though, let's get into the chat and see who else has arrived. Let's get into that. Joshua says, don't buy Pulse when launched. Buy PulseX, folks. Richard Hart wants the value on this chain. I see how Hex slowly bleed into Hex. Yeah, a lot of people have that view. I'm not quite in that camp. I think there'll be a bit of volatility towards that sort of trend at first, but I'm not quite in that camp there. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Follow the money like Toucan allows the nose on a cereal commercial. Kristen, you're funny. You're very funny. All right, what else there we got? Brendan says 15 billion Hex on grand scheme of things isn't a whole lot. With saying that it can have an impact, says Brennan. Is that background sound heavy rain, Superman? Yes, I've got very heavy rain here. I do apologize. There's nothing I can do about it. We've had big thunderstorms. Before I went live, the thunderstorms were really, really loud, like bang, bang, really crackling. Pretty crazy there. It's been raining here for at least 3 days, and we have a bit of a break yesterday, but the day before was when all the floods happened. Kept raining for like maybe 2/3 of the day or something like that. Just kept raining. It didn't stop. It was pretty crazy. Pulsechain could be 2 years. This displays ZZZ. Tortoise John says more people over here than PowerCity who's live and it's their protocol. Nice one, Tortoise Johnny. I appreciate that. Wait from the launch says display. Yeah, it's true. What's it? Pulsechain launch 2025 midsummer. Says display ZZ. No, I expect it in the first half of this year. I'm very bullish on that. barring any other clients. So we know that at the moment they've got Lighthouse and Prism as the consensus front ends. And then, of course, we've got Geth, and now they're just recently processing the Aragon execution client as well. So whether they go past more than those four initially, I don't think so. There's a diversification that you normally have with software clients, and we see that. I covered that on Ethereum chain the other day. Yeah, it's I don't think we probably need that straight away. In fact, let's pull it up now before we get into the Hex Daily Stats, because it's our last topic. And then you guys can let's get into that. We're up to client diversity. Let's have a look at this. So this is what we're expecting on Pulsechain. Let's scroll down. Let's get into the diversity play. This is pretty important here. So client diversity, and you can see that on the execution clients, there's Geth and Aragon. Geth is 83.7% on Ethereum, so you can imagine that's why the team went there first, and now they're doing the Aragon one for 5.7%. So really, I don't know, do you need 3 on each chain, or is 2 enough? You let me know. Are they going to add more? It's going to be interesting to see what they do. We know of these 2. That makes itself up, makes almost 90% of the execution clients on the Ethereum. So that makes sense for Pulsechain, right? I guess 3 would probably be slightly better. Obviously, Open Ethereum there. I'm not that maybe they've done that already. Now the other ones, of course, Prism and Lighthouse. Those are the 2 that they're focused on. And look at the market share. So you're looking at what's that? 85%. So 85% on these top 2. So it seems like the team have hit the top ones, and maybe they'll forego a little bit of diversity, but they've certainly, these are ones that are dominating market share anyway on Ethereum. So it's like, you know, so anyway, so that is the play there. Very cool. Let's get into a couple more comments though. What else we got there? QQ says, I'm fine waiting 3 years for a 1000x is QQ. Yeah, I'm in the camp of 100 to 300x. That's where I'm sitting with my expectations. Those floods are nuts. Stay safe and stay connected, says Q. Yeah. Brent says, no need to apologize, mate. Can only just hear when you pause. All right. Okay, cool. All right, let's get into it. We got the Hex Daily Stats. Day 1,153. The 28th of January 2023. The price is down 5.3% at 2.597. The payout per T share is 6.265. The share rate is $666. Sorry, share price for T share is $666. That's not a particularly good sign at the moment. We got the share rate up 6 there to 25,639. The average stake length is 6.5 years. The APY, which includes the inflation yield and emergency in-stake penalties, is 36.15%. That's paid out in hex terms, not US dollars. That can move around. Liquidity in the pool is back up over 200 million. It's back up to 224 million. And of course, the liquidity in the pool there is not correct. I don't know what's going on there. So we're going to jump through that. Let's go to the T shares. T shares up 6,284 to 10.3 million. And so that's pretty much where we are. Remember, Hex is easy to understand. We have a reward pool with inflation and penalties in it. And then we have an ownership pool with T shares. And so when you stake your Hex, you get T shares, which stands for trillions of shares. And of course, if either the reward pool or the ownership pool goes up or down, then your Hex payout per T share goes up or down. But basically, it's just going to keep going up and to the right as the T share pool gets smaller, even with growth, and the rewards get bigger. So it's going to be pretty cool. Let's jump over to the stake percentage. 10.1% of stake coins is staked at the moment. We've got 500,000 in penalties today, so sort of a modest day in penalties. But that enhances your yield when people break their responsibilities, either early in staking or late penalties, something like that. Change in current holders up 71 today, up to 317,304. This is what you'll find on Etherscan under the Hex contract. The current stakers up 52 to 117,997. That's a better result today, 52. We had a couple of weekdays in there. It's nice to see us back up in the 50 mark. But of course, we would like to see triple digits, even 4 digits moving ahead. So maybe Pulsechain and higher stakes and things like that will help us get there. Obviously, an active community is also fundamentally important. Get out there and do your direct promotions and stuff like that. Total holders up 204 to 525,559. That is the results of day 1153 of Hex's second month of its 4th year. And we're rocking it forward. And so currently, we're on day 11454, and the base payout is 6.237 without any penalties. So that's what you get per T share. And like I say, earlier pays better, longer pays better, and bigger pays better. Make sure you check out hex.com. The link's in the video description. If you've got any questions, get into our Discord. We can help you out there too. Remember, nothing on this channel is investment advice. You must do your own due diligence. And let's rock on. So that's pretty much it. Let's see where we're up to. We're on an hour on the live stream. Pretty good. A big welcome to everybody. I hope you guys have had a good show. I'm trying to bring you guys just the crypto and the value, and of course great community. That's what we focus on this channel. It is a real privilege to do it as well. You guys know I love this as much as you guys do. I stream every single day. That just shows you my passion about the topic. So very cool. Pulsechain says listen to PowerCity chat for a while, but same old. Back to HTC, the best information, says Pulsechain. Appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. That's very nice. All right, so that's pretty much it on there. Let's jump out and have a look where we are at the moment. We've got the crypto BTC at 23,000, ETH at 1560, 1570, just holding at the moment, really. Down slightly, but really just holding. And maybe it's going to have another move up, or maybe it's just biding its time before Wednesday, the 1st of February, when we've got the Fed interest rate hike. That is the big issue there coming up. We've got Hex currently at the moment. We've got our new daily candle, as I said we would, and we're currently at 2597. Let's see if we can get a nice green candle today. That'd be pretty cool. We'll see what the market decides there, but still looking more upwards than downwards. We will see how we go there. Hitron as well at 1496. We'll see how that gets on too. Nice to see Ben Armstrong promoting Richard Hart, and of course ultimately linking into Pulsechain. So get out there and spam that chat, as we say, with the good news, of course, with the good news. All right, PowerCity's up and running. So if you guys want to go and raid PowerCity, go and do it. That's pretty much it. We're going to collapse out of here, and a big shout out to Internet Money for their launching within the next 10 days, their IM token. So that's going to be fun as well. All right, let's wrap up on the chats here. Brendan says, you have really good internet connection, Superman. I have disconnect mine in the thunderstorm. Yeah, mine seems to be going okay, so that's kind of cool. There's fiber optics underground, so that helps, right? Fiber optics underground. Have you seen any new research on XRP health, says Mando. No, I haven't, Mando. All right, hope you guys have enjoyed today's live stream. We've got 51 people watching. I really do appreciate your support. If you haven't subscribed, smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell for future videos. Share the channel around, really does help. If you want to join as a member, hit the join button. We've got 3 memberships, Pulsachins, Hexkins, and the Richard Hart Club. Definitely do that. Now, if you like great community and free information with all the links you could possibly imagine for Pulsechain and PulseX and Hex, of course, get into our Discord. We've got a great chat environment there and a great community. It is a family channel and, of course, a no drama channel. So we just focus on community and, of course, crypto value. And get in there. It really is cool. We've got well over 1,000 members and growing. So definitely get into there. It's very cool. Cypher says, okay, paying attention to PowerCity now and buying more Hex. Nice one there, Cypher. Yeah, very bullish news today from PowerCity. Very bullish indeed. The more stables, the better. Looks like we're going to have at least 4 stable coins, maybe 5 when it's all said and done. It's going to be very good for the ecosystem. Pulsechain, like I say, Pulsechain is not just the main chain. It's not just PulseX. It is going to be a whole ecosystem that's going to drop at once, and it's going to take over the crypto by a storm. It's also going to be lifting DeFi. DeFi is going to really flourish with Pulsechain. This is something that people are probably underestimating. It's going to have a central theme is also profit sharing. A lot of the dApps on Pulsechain are going to have a lot of profit sharing, so that's going to be very good. Obviously, we've got all the same old narratives, the biggest airdrop, because it's still going to be the biggest airdrop because there's more projects launched on Ethereum, so it's going to be fun too. And, of course, more native projects on Pulsechain being developed all the time as well. There is quite a cool ethos around as well in the Hex Pulsechain community, and, of course, some of that drives from Richard Hart himself, and it's going to be fun to see that play out too. All right, Brendan says, jumping over to PowerCity stream now. Yeah, definitely jump over to that. Maybe someone can post the link in the chat there. Hope you guys have had a good time today. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye for now. Take care.